Okay, so I'm going to make a video on my setup on my phone. So this is a Motorola Razr HD, and I'm using so it's rooted and unlocked, and I used Matt Golf's utility to do all that. So I've got it set up. I used to run Nova or Apex Launcher. I'm using Action Launcher now, which I think is really powerful. So Action Launcher is cool because it really uses gestures, and so I have access to my all my apps or my widgets here. So I can also access it up here. What's really cool about it, though, is the use of covers and folders. And so a cover is basically assigning, so you can do a couple different actions. You actually have the default action. You click on an icon like Twitter or Plume, and so that launches the app. But I can also swipe on it. And so when I swipe, in this case I've used this as a cover, and I've got two apps functioning like a folder underneath that app. So it's efficient because it cleans up my home screen. I just see the icons that I really want as a default, but I have access to multiple apps. And so I can hide a lot of different apps behind other apps. The other thing that's really cool is I can also associate a widget underneath an app, and that's called a shutter. And so in this case I've got a Twitter widget, and I'll swipe up that. Oh, that wasn't launched. Let's see. I'll swipe up on the phone, and there's my People app, and here's my People or Contact widget. And so it becomes really, really powerful. So I've got under my Reader, I've got access to Reader and Google Plus. I've got access to Plume and Facebook. This is my FitnessPal, Strava, and Garmin Connect. It's kind of notes stuff, Evernote, AnyDo, and a voice note. My travel stuff, I've got maps and weather apps. And then I've got utilities here. I've got Solid Explorer, Dropbox and Cubby, and the Titanium. And my camera, I've got Snapseed for editing in my gallery. Browser, I use default Dolphin pretty much all the time, but also use Chrome. Calendar, I use digital calendar, and so again I can tap here and launch my calendar, but I can also launch the widget, which becomes really powerful. Same here with the email. Here's my corporate email, but I also use Kate a lot for all my Gmail accounts. And under messaging, I've got text messaging and Hangouts. I use a notification toggle, which gives me easy access to my power notification bars. Also, I can have access to flashlight, camera, and I can reboot up here. What else? Most of the customization, so I've done some other customizations. Notice I've got the Circle battery widget. And so that is using P3's Ultimate Toolbox. And this becomes a really powerful tool. So I can change and tweak the interface. So I'm going to customize the battery icon, clock icon, Wi-Fi, so forth. So I'll click on battery. Here are the options. I'm using Broken Circle here, but if I want to go back to stock is somewhere down there. Stock right there. I'll use it to debloat. I hacked the power menu, so when I power off, there's the default, but I actually installed the advanced power menu, which will look like this, and so I'll show you in a second. But I have the ability to power off, reboot, or go into recovery or airplane mode from the power button. I can modify the boot logo and boot animation. So I just installed the new Motorola logo and boot animation, but there are a number of different choices here. There are tons of different options here, just great power options. So I'm a big fan of this. So I'm going to go ahead and reboot the phone. And so as it's shutting down, I'm also using Beautiful Widget. I've got my calendar widget, my Beautiful Widget for clock, and then underneath there is my weather icon, which will launch the weather channel, so I can associate a custom thing. So that's the new Motorola logo, and it will come into the same thing with the animation, which I just think looks really cool. It looks awesome on that black background. There's a white version of this that I installed previously, but I think the black looks a lot cooler. So as it's rebooting, that's pretty much my setup. But I'm really liking this device. Love Motorola build quality. Love Action Launcher. So it's really improved the way that I use my phones. Everything's much more efficient. Moved away from Apex or Nova. I mean, I used to toggle between those two. Both are really good launchers. A little bit of an improvement over the stock launcher. But I think Action Launcher gives me a little more flexibility. And so now I should be back up, and I am. So